There is a moment that changes people, and it rarely looks dramatic from the outside. It is not always the big speech, the applause, the new plan, or the perfect opportunity. Sometimes it is much smaller than that. It is the moment you pause before repeating the same old pattern and decide quietly, I am not going to keep living on autopilot. That pause matters. Because most lives do not fall apart in one giant decision. They drift. One ignored promise, one postponed workout, one careless reaction, one more evening spent avoiding the thing that keeps calling your name. And then one day, you look around and wonder how you got so far from the person you meant to become. But here is the good news. If drifting can happen one choice at a time, rebuilding can happen the same way. This is about making the stronger choice. Not the perfect choice, not the loudest choice, not the choice that impresses everyone. The stronger choice is the one that respects your future more than your temporary mood. It is the choice that says, I may not feel ready, but I can still move with intention. I may be tired, but I can still do one honest thing. I may have failed yesterday, but I do not have to vote for the same identity today. Strength is not always a roar. Sometimes strength is putting your shoes on when your mind is negotiating excuses. Sometimes it is closing the app and opening the book. Sometimes it is taking a breath before answering someone who touched a sore spot. Sometimes it is walking away from what lowers you, even when part of you still wants to stay. These moments look ordinary, but they are not ordinary. They are training. Every day gives you small tests. Nobody announces them. There is no referee, no crowd, no trophy. Just you and the next decision. Do you follow the easy impulse, or do you follow the standard you said you wanted? Do you feed the old habit, or do you build a new one? Do you let one bad hour become a bad day, or do you reset right now? The stronger choice usually costs something in the moment. Comfort, pride, convenience, a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of ego. That is why it builds you. If it cost nothing, it would not change you. Think about the person who is trying to get fit. The workout is not only about muscles, it is about identity. Every rep says, I show up for myself. Every finished session says, I can do difficult things without needing to be rescued by motivation. Every healthy meal says, I am worth taking care of before the damage becomes urgent. Think about the student who wants a better future. Studying is not just information, it is self-respect in motion. It is choosing long-term confidence over short-term distraction. It is deciding that confusion is not a stop sign. It is part of the road. Think about the person rebuilding after disappointment. Maybe they trusted the wrong person. Maybe they lost momentum. Maybe they had to start over when they thought they would be further ahead. The stronger choice is not pretending it did not hurt. The stronger choice is refusing to let pain become permission to abandon yourself. You can feel hurt and still act with wisdom. You can feel nervous and still take the step. You can feel behind and still build today. You can feel uncertain and still do the next right thing. That is mental strength. Not being untouched by life, but staying responsible for your direction while life is touching you. A lot of people wait until they feel powerful before they act, but confidence often arrives after action, not before it. You do not think your way into self-trust. You earn it by keeping small promises when nobody is watching. You earn it by doing what you said you would do even after the excitement has disappeared. And if you have broken promises to yourself before, do not use that as a reason to give up. Use it as information. Maybe the promise was too vague. Maybe the plan depended too much on emotion. Maybe you tried to change everything at once. Adjust. Make it smaller. Make it clearer. Make it repeatable. Instead of saying, I will change my whole life, say, for the next 10 minutes, I will do the task. Instead of saying, I will never lose focus again, say, I will remove one distraction. Instead of saying, I must become fearless, say, I will do one thing while fear is present. Small does not mean weak. Small is how strong becomes sustainable. The stronger choice is often boring. That is why it works. It is not built on drama, it is built on repetition. Drinking water, training your body, cleaning your space, telling the truth, saving your attention, showing up on time, apologizing when you are wrong, resting without quitting, returning without shame. These are not glamorous, but they are powerful. They are the bricks. And you need bricks more than you need fireworks. There will be days when you do not recognize your own potential. On those days, Do not make big conclusions about your life. Just make the next solid decision. Low energy does not mean no progress. A slow day can still be a disciplined day. A quiet effort still counts. A small correction can stop a long decline. You are allowed to begin again in the middle of the day. You do not have to wait for Monday. You do not have to wait for a fresh month. You do not have to earn the right to restart. The moment you notice you are drifting, that is the doorway. Step through it. Ask yourself, what is the stronger choice right now? Not the choice for next year. Not the choice for the imaginary perfect version of you. Right now. In this room. In this conversation. In this hour. Maybe it is finishing what you started. Maybe it is taking care of your body. Maybe it is staying calm instead of proving a point. Maybe it is asking for help. Maybe it is turning down something that looks fun but pulls you away from who you are becoming. Maybe it is forgiving yourself and getting back to work. Do not underestimate the dignity of that. Every stronger choice leaves evidence. You may not see it immediately, but it stacks. It changes the way you stand. It changes the way you speak to yourself. It changes what you tolerate. It changes what you chase. And slowly, your life begins to reflect the standard you kept practicing in private. You do not need to become someone else overnight. You need to stop abandoning the person you are trying to become. So today, choose one place where you will be honest. One place where you will be disciplined. One place where you will stop making the weaker excuse and make the stronger move. Then do it again tomorrow. Not because it is easy, because you are worth the effort. Not because you feel unstoppable, because you are learning to keep going anyway. Not because every result is guaranteed, because your character is built by how you choose when the outcome is not yet visible. The life you want is not waiting in some distant dramatic moment. It is hidden inside the next decision. Make it with respect. Make it with courage. Make it with patience. Make the stronger choice.